Hey everyone, welcome back to JavaFlair, where we learn Java in the simplest and most practical way as possible. Today's topic is Java control statements, one of the most powerful tool that helps our code make decision. So let's get started. Let us try to understand what exactly a control statement means by taking an example. Think of control statements like a traffic light in our program. They guide your code and decide what happens next depending on certain conditions. Without control statement, your code would just run straight forward, like a simple execution of print statements. No choice, no logic. But with the help of control statements, you can create dynamic, logical, and smart programming. So, why do you think we should learn control statements? Let's learn each one of them. First one is they help us in decision making. Your program can respond dynamically to the user depending on the input and the data that they have provided. The second reason is they control the flow of execution, choosing different path depending on what's true and false in a particular code. And main third reason is mastering them improves our problem solving and logic thinking capability, which is the most important skill for every developer. In Java, control statements are mainly divided into three types. They are conditional statements, looping statements, branching statements. Conditional statements is nothing but where decisions are made. Looping statements indicates that where actions are repeated. Branch statements basically means that where the normal flow is altered. In this video, let us mainly focus on conditional statements and learn each one of them in a proper manner. Conditional statements execute specific block of code based on whether the condition is true or the condition is false. We will come across these six major types of conditional statements. They are if else, elif ladder, nested if, switch, and ternary operator. Let's go through each one of them in a one by one manner and try to understand them. Let's move to our first conditional statement, that is if statements. The if statement is one of the most simplest decision maker that is present in Java. It checks a particular condition, and if that condition is true, then the code inside that particular if block will be executed. If it is false, the program just ignores the if block. Let's try to understand this in a practical way. So here I have created a class called ifDemo. In this class, I have created a variable of type integer, and that is int age is equal to 18 if, make sure you have a parenthesis, and the condition will always be written inside the parenthesis. The condition is age is greater than equal to 18 system.out.println you are eligible to vote. Close the if block by using the flower bracket. Flower bracket indicates that this part of code need to be executed if the if condition is true. To indicate that, we'll be using flower brackets. If we have only single statement, there is no requirement to add extra flower brackets. If there are multiple block of code that is present inside one if block, then it is mandatory to add flower bracket because it helps us separate whether it is if block or another block. Let's save this program and see what happens. See, we can see here that it is printed as you are eligible to vote because the age was 18. The condition that we setted was if the age is greater or equal to 18. So as the age was 18, the condition got printed and the statements also got printed. Let us change this age to 15 and see what happens. Now I have changed age is equal to 15. Now let's save and recompile this. See, we have no statement that is printed in the terminal because age is set as 15. 15 is neither greater than or equal to 18. So, this particular if block was just skipped. Let's move one step further and try to understand if else. If else is actually an extended part of if. This is like a fork in a road. If one condition is true, do this, otherwise, do something else. We can see same thing is interpreted in the syntax as well. Make sure you go through all the syntax as we'll be practicing the actual code using IntelliJ. Here I have created a class called if else demo. In this I'll be creating again an integer data type variable int time is equal to 20. Let's create the conditions now. If time is less than 18, system.out.println good day. Else system.out.println good evening. Let me first explain this before actually executing. We are checking the condition. If time is less than 18, then only if part will be executed. If it is not, then the second part else statement will be executed. Previously we saw that after changing the age to 15, nothing was printed. But here, if it is not less than 18, then at least we'll give the message that it is good evening. So it is safe to use else statement. Now let's save this program and see. As the time is 20 and 20 is not less than 18, right? So we can see that instead of good day, good evening is printed because the if condition became false and this particular block of code was ignored by the compiler. Let us understand elif ladder. What if we have multiple conditions to check? See, in single if statement, we are checking only one particular condition. If the if is true, then if part is executed. If not, then the else part is executed. What if I want to check multiple condition? The answer for this question is elif ladder. In this, we can test one condition after another until one of them becomes true. Let's actually code this practically and see how it works. Here I have created elif ladder demo class inside the IntelliJ. I'll be creating another integer variable int score is equal to 85. Here we have multiple conditions, that is 3 condition, and let's see how it works. If parenthesis, inside this parenthesis I'll be writing this condition. Score is greater than equal to 90 system.out.println grade A. This indicates that if the score is greater than equal to 90, then only print if block. Next, let us write another condition. In the next line, I'll be writing else if score is greater than equal to 80 system.out.println grade B. In the next line, let us write another statement. Else if score is greater than equal to 70 system.out.println grade C. Let's like the default statement, that is else. Else system.out.println grade D. Let's first understand how this actually works or how the program flow is. First we are saying if the score is greater than equal to 90, then print this particular if statement and skip all other elif and else part. If the particular if part is not true, then ignore that if part. Check the next elif statement condition. Consider here we have score as 85. Is 85 greater than equal to 90? No, right? So this makes the first particular if block false. So this particular if block is ignored and it comes to the next statement, that is elif. We know 85 is greater than equal to 80. True, right? So the second elif part is executed and the grade will be printed as grade B. And after executing grade B, all other elif and else will be ignored. Let's check, will it work in the same manner? Let's save and compile this program. We can see that grade B is printed because 85 is greater than and equal to 80. It comes true under the second elif condition. In simple words, it check each condition. If that particular condition becomes true, then all other condition will be ignored and it comes out of the loop. This is how elif ladder works. Let's try to understand what is nested if statements. Nested if statements means placing one if inside another one. This is useful when we want to check multiple conditions in a layer format. It is like multiple gates. To reach one next gate, we have to make first gate as true, or we have to open the first gate to reach the second gate. Let's try to understand this by creating a program. Here I have created nested if demo. In this also I'll be creating a variable integer and boolean data type. The first variable is int age is equal to 20, boolean has id is equal to true. So first let's create our outer condition, that is if age is greater than equal to 18. If particular age is greater than equal to 18, then we'll be checking another if condition, that is if has id, then only print system.out.println access granted. Else system.out.println please show your id. If the particular if statement itself is completely false, then we need an else part to indicate what was the mistake, right? So let's write the outermost else. Else flower bracket system.out.println access denied. Let's first try to understand how this code works. We have created a variable age and we have set the value as 20. And in first if statement, we are checking is age greater than equal to 18. 20 is greater than equal to 18, right? So the first outermost if condition is true. Next we'll be checking do we have id or not. This is the boolean variable that we created and we have set it as true. If we already know that 20 is greater than 18 and we are checking has id is true or false. If he is greater than 18 and has an id, then the statement access granted will be printed. For example, consider we have set has id as false. So the first if condition is true because 20 is the age yet. 20 is greater than equal to 18, yes, it's true. But has id is false. At that particular moment, the if that is present inside the outer if will be false. So this part of the if is neglected and the else part, that is please show your id, will be printed. For example, consider we have age as 15. Then what happens? 15 is greater than equal to 18. False, right? The complete if part completely will become false. So there is no requirement to check the inner if and else. So it directly moves to the else part and print access denied. Now let's try to understand what exactly is switch statements. This is used when you want to compare a single variable against multiple possible values. It's often clearer than writing elif ladder statements. Let's practically understand this by taking an example. I have created a class called switch demo. In this I'll be creating a variable of type integer int day is equal to 3. I'll now create a switch statement. For that I'll be passing day as the parameter. Switch day, open the curly braces. This indicates the all code written inside this is belonging to this particular switch statement. In this we'll be writing cases, and if that particular case is true, then the statements that are present inside that case is executed. If that case is not true, then it moves to the next case and keep checking. If none of the case is true, the default statement will be executed. If any one of the case becomes true in between, then only that particular block is executed and all other block will be breaked, or we will come out of the loop by using a break statement. Let's do this action and see what happens. Case 1. This is nothing but if day is 1, then do this particular action. We are saying it in this format. Case 1 colon system.out.println Monday semicolon break semicolon. Make sure you always add break. If not, even after checking the first condition, it might move to this case 2 and still keep checking the same condition. Case 2 system.out.println Tuesday break system.out.println Wednesday break. If none of the condition is true, then we need to indicate what actually happens. So we'll be using default. Default system.out.println other day. We have assigned the value of day as 3. So now we will check each case with the day. If that particular case and day becomes equal, then that particular block is executed. If none of them matches, then default is executed. In our case, day is equal to 3. So we can see 3 is not equal to 1 that is present in case 1, right? So it will not execute as Monday and it just moves forward and keeps checking the condition. 2 is also not equal to 3. So it again moves one step further and checks whether case 3 is equal to 3. We can see both of them are equal. So now it prints Wednesday and it just comes out of the loop instead of printing default. As we have specified break in between case 3 and default. This is how it executes. Here, depending on value of day, a specific message is printed. As we already said, if none of them matches, then the default block will execute. Now let's save and compile this program. We can see that Wednesday is being printed and none other statements are being printed. This is the speciality of switch case. We will learn this concept in a more detailed way in the upcoming video. Don't worry. Let us try to understand our last condition statement, that is ternary operator. Ternary operator is a shorthand for if-else. It is used when we want a quick condition check in a single line. The syntax is like, first we'll be writing the condition, then we'll separate it with a question mark. If the condition is true, then execute the value that is present directly after question mark. If not, then execute the second part that is present after colon. Condition, question mark, value if true, colon, value if false, semicolon. Let's try to code and see how it works. I'll be creating a class called ternary demo. In this, let me create a variable of type integer. Int age is equal to 16. String message. In this, I'll be storing the actual result. So let me write the condition now. String message is equal to age is greater than equal to 18. Question mark. You can vote. Colon. You are too young. Close the semicolon. System.out.println message. Let's first analyze this program. In this, we are saying if the age is greater than equal to 18, then make sure you print for that particular person you can vote. If the age is not greater than or equal to 18, then will be printed you are too young to vote or you are too young. Let's save and run this program. In our code, we have set the age as 16. 16 is not greater than equal to 18, right? So, the first statement that is present directly after question mark will be ignored and the second statement, that is you are too young, will be printed. Now, as we have covered all the conditional control statements, now it's your time. Write a small program to check password strength. If the password length is 8 or more, print strong password. If its length is between 5 and 7, print medium password. And if it is less than 5, print weak password. Hint, make sure you use if, elif and else. This is nothing but an elif ladder. Visit our official website JavaFlair, where you can find more such lectures, videos along with the notes. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel at JavaFlair for more such tutorials. If you find this video useful, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Keep supporting us because your support gives us the energy to create more such videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next session.